Hi, my name is Greg Clemens. I'm with ProAudioHomeStudio.com. ProAudioHomeStudio.com is dedicated to helping you find the right professional equipment for your home studio. Studio monitors, or speakers, are probably one of the absolute most important things that you're going to have in a studio. Whether it's your home studio or a big professional studio, you need great speakers. And you need the same kind of speakers that the pros use, because that is the key in getting a great mix. The biggest reason why studio monitors are so important is that they're flat. Their EQ is very, very flat, so it's a very true picture of what you have. Consumer speakers, like Panasonic, Pioneer, those kind of speakers, they typically boost the low end a bit to give it a little more punch and roll off a little of the mid-range and bring up the high end a little bit, that kind of smile. They do that to enhance it, to make it sound better than the speakers actually are. That's fine if you just want to listen to your favorite music enhanced a little bit, but when you're mixing, you cannot do that. You have to have a very flat response on your EQ, because otherwise it's going to sound different on every single system you play it on, whether it's your car, stereo, MP3 player, anything you play on a stereo home system, everything is going to sound different, and you're going to be pulling your hair out thinking, what is wrong? I thought it sounded so good when I mixed it. One of the important things of mixing is you need to mix at about 80 to 90 decibels, which isn't really very loud. Most musicians want to, run it through the big speakers loud so they can feel it like it's a live band. That's a bad idea, because you're going to get a horrible mix that you're not going to be able to fix unless you totally redo it. When I was younger, we would go into a recording studio and they'd have the big, huge Altec Lansing speakers, or some kind of really big, powerful monitors. They also had the small ones too, but we didn't really want to hear it out of the small ones. We wanted to hear it like a live band. I can't believe the engineers would let us mix that way, because that's a horrible way to mix. You could feel the bass in the room coming through the floor. When you're listening really loud on big speakers, where you get it to where it really sounds great and the bass is there, that's way too much bass. If you do your mix at less than 80 decibels, you're running the risk of having it too bassy, because you're boosting the bass so you can feel it and hear it. So between 80 and 90 decibels on really good studio monitors that are designed for mixing. They're called near-field monitors because they're very close to your ears. And another thing that you should really get is a decibel meter. A good decibel meter will help you know where that 80 to 90 decibel range for mixing is. That will make a huge difference. Even when you're using really good studio monitors, you still want to mix in that 80 to 90 decibel range to get a really flat response. There are several very, very good studio near-field monitors. A lot of it is, your choice, your taste of what you are comfortable with. My favorite monitors to mix on are the Tannoy 502 reveals. Every time I've mixed on those, I get an exact same mix when I play it on anything else. In fact, I had some older Tannoys that I'd used for years and years, and I think one of my sons blew out the crossover or something inside of it, and it didn't work. I was mixing a project, and I tried computer monitors. I had a little Bose CD player that actually sounded really good, but it wasn't good for mixing. I had headphones. I tried everything I could think of to try to get it to sound right, and it was just driving me nuts. Couldn't get the mix to sound right on anything else other than what I was mixing on. That's the problem with consumer speakers. You can mix on it and it sounds great to you. Every time you listen to it, it sounds just the way you want it, but it doesn't transfer well to any other system. So you play it in your car, it's going to sound different. You play it on your computer speakers, it's going to sound different. You play it at somebody's house, it's going to sound different. So you really need professional studio monitors to mix well. And mixing is the key to making things sound really good. I mean, it's one of the big keys. You can have great performances in a horrible mix and it's going to sound pretty bad. You can have horrible performances and a great mix, and it'll make it sound a lot better, that's for sure. So anyway, the Tannoy 502 reveals. are terrific speakers. They're powered. They're designed to give you a really true picture of what your mix really is. When you get your mix to sound great on those Tannoys, it's a great mix. It sounds really good on everything. The Yamaha NS10s, I don't think they make those anymore. So the Yamaha HS5 studio monitor is the replacement for those. And these are great. The Yamaha NS10s are probably the most used mixing monitor, studio monitor of all time. Just hundreds and hundreds of big hits were mixed on those around the world. The reason is the same thing as the Tannoys. They're very, very flat. In fact, myself, I don't like the Yamahas as much as the Tannoys because they just sound a little plain to me. But so many great engineers and producers have mixed on those Yamaha NS10s that you can't deny that it's a great monitor for mixing. And the new Yamaha HS5 studio monitors are kind of a better version of that old Yamaha NS10s. Now in a lot of professional studios, you see the KRK Rocket 5 G3 speakers. They're the ones with the yellow speaker. Everybody loves those. You see them in professional recording studios all over the world. Once again, they're going to be great for mixing, and they're very popular, and it really comes down to kind of a matter of taste of what you'd like. The Genelecs are way more expensive than almost any other monitor, and most people consider them really the best, the cream of the crop. If you have the money, the Genelecs are probably the way to go. They are excellent monitors that are going to last you forever, especially if you do a lot of work. The Genelecs will be worth it. If you can afford it, the Genelecs are well worth the money. They're not overpriced, they're just great. And because they're so great, they are kind of expensive, but they are fabulous studio monitors. There's no reason why you can't become an expert audio engineer, and that helps you become your best producer for your music. So I invite you to take a look at www.proaudiohomestudio.com, and good luck with making your musical dreams a reality.